No, I thought legitimately that all those dudes with Maeda were his posse, but they're not. It's like a legion of reporters. This guy has reporters around him 24 hours a day. That's crazy. Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show studios. This is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Stage. Curtis, we are a week away from baseball season.
Oh, I love it. So awesome. So today we are doing a Dodgers episode. We are going to be talking about the disabled list. The disabled list seems to have 5 starters in it. We're going to talk about the number 4 and 5 pitchers for the Dodgers. We have to talk about Time Warner Cable because this is Vin Scully's last year. And today, Albert, we have another guest.
Joining us is a news and sports writer for Forbes, and he is the founding director of the IBWAA. You guys know him as the Howard. Everybody, welcome to the show, Howard Cole. Yay! Howard, thank you very much for spending your morning with us. How are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me, Albert.
All right, so we all know it. Our rotation is in shambles. We have nothing to rely on after number 3. Our deal with Time Warner, it's like no one in LA can legally watch television. They're turning the entire city into criminals if they want to watch Dodger games. It's Vin Scully's last year, and like, I read your article this morning. Why don't you tell the viewers what's going on with this Time Warner deal? Because they just sent out a new proposal, but nothing is getting done.
Well, Time Warner Cable put out a proposal about a week ago, last Tuesday, and their offer was $3.50 per subscriber per month for a year, which I just thought was pretty much ridiculous. Even though the Dodgers went out of their way with their marketing communications to make it seem like it was a big deal. It wasn't. It was a ridiculous offer. Nobody's gonna sign in for 1 year and then lose everything after that year is over. So yesterday they put out a second proposal with the same price, $3.50 per subscriber per month for 6 years. And obviously it's only been a day, so there's going to be plenty of commentary on it. The article that I wrote was saying that what they need to do is lower it further. I propose $200.90 per subscriber per month for the length of the contract. You need to get a contract for all parties signed in for the entire length of the contract, and that's what's going to get it done.
Yeah, at $2.90, that doesn't seem bad. Personally, I don't care about the $5. So for you guys at home that don't know, the proposal originally when this whole mess started was that Time Warner Cable wanted to charge you guys at home $5 per month per subscriber. Now, $5 a month doesn't seem like a lot. You spend more money on cigarettes, Starbucks, hookers, whatever. But
I don't think hookers.
It adds up. It adds up to some people, right?
Yeah.
But that's all. Their thing is, listen, we're giving you a quality product, blah, blah, blah. We also happen to be losing $100 million a year right now. And it's not the most expensive channel in the country. That belongs to the $7 per month per subscriber Yes Network that has the Yankees. So that was their logic. Now at $3.50 doesn't seem bad. Howard's proposing $2.90. That also doesn't seem bad. I'm sure if you went to Dodger fans and you said, guys, for $2.90, you don't have to deal with trying to trick your IP address. You don't have to worry about trying to go to a bar that actually has Time Warner. You don't have to worry about.
This is what we do.
Right. These are the workarounds we're having to do. You don't have to be like AJ Ellis sitting in a hospital bed looking for a VPN trying to watch your teammates play. For $2.90, for $3.50, for $5, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I would pay it.
But not everybody in Los Angeles, I mean, we're Dodger fans, Howard, but not everybody in Los Angeles is a Dodger fan. So there's a lot of people who are like, I don't want to watch the Dodgers.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Howard, how do you feel about this, right? Because when you pay for the Dodgers, assuming you did pay $5 a month, you're not just getting the Dodger channel. They put you in this package tier where you're getting the Dodger channel and a bunch of garbage you don't care about.
Yeah, well, right. And Curtis is right. I mean, that's the issue. It's not a la carte programming, which is something that a lot of people would like to see. That's not happening right now. So the carriers like DirecTV are saying, well, we can't charge all of our customers $3.50 or $4 or $5 or whatever it is for something that they don't want to use. So, even at $3 per subscriber, it still doesn't quite equal out. So that's what the issue is. Really, it's the entire industry, the live sports programming, and how are they going to work this out? This $8.3 billion that Time Warner Cable spent gave the Dodgers, it's just never going to work again. It's just not.
Yeah.
So Time Warner Cable is going to lose all this money, millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions, and they're setting the standard for how not to do it. It's all got to change.
Now, they're reported that they've lost $100 million a year since the contract went into play. My question, Howard, is at what point does Major League Baseball step in and say, you need to do something about this? But at the same time, they're like the pot calling the kettle black, because if I have MLB TV or the MLB package, I still can't watch Dodger games.
Yeah.
Even though I'm subscribing to Major League Baseball's network and their online programming, I still cannot watch Dodger games, which is beyond infuriating.
I don't get that.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, you can't if you cheat, which is what some people that
Right. I mean, but look, I'm okay with technology. My parents are not.
Yeah.
Curtis is good with technology.
Yeah.
You know, a handful of Los Angelinos that have been Dodger fans since they moved here are not good with technology. You know, not all Dodger fans are millennials. So doing these VPN tricks that we do to get around it, and it's forcing us to have to do these things, because, again, I would gladly pay to watch the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, how much did we spend to go to a Dodger game in person? We spent a couple of $100.
Easy.
A couple of $100 would more than cover a couple of years worth of this $5 a month garbage.
Exactly.
So I'm willing to purchase, only you're not willing to sell me your product.
Well, here's the other deal. The bigger issue is, I get what Time Warner was trying to do with for this year, because it's Vin's last year.
And Vin Scully didn't appreciate that.
He didn't like that. He
No.
didn't really, he was like, don't do this because of me. Don't put people in this position. But, I'll watch games. I'll figure out a way to watch games. I'll go to the stadium and bring my transistor radio and put my headphone in.
He does that.
and
If you've ever go to a game with Curtis is one of those dudes that shows up and has a radio in his ear. But you know what, though? At least you're not one of the guys that still keeps score.
I
No, I do
provide
not
my
do
own analysis.
Now-
okay.
All right, now, Howard.
It's Vin.
Yeah, so Vin Scully came out and he said, look, you guys, I don't really appreciate that you put me in the middle of all this, because I get it, but I'm just here to do my job, and when I'm done, I'm done. Don't make this about me. It's like, how do you feel like this is putting him in an awkward spot?
He handled that really well. I mean, he has a way. He wasn't going to come out and be real resentful, and he really tries to take care of the Dodger brand. But it wasn't right. They shouldn't have done that. But that's the Dodgers marketing and public relations. That's what they do. That was their plan, and pretty much universally they were panned for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so our season starts April 4th. We're in San Diego. Do you feel that sometime between now, a week, we have a week, do you feel that in the next 7 days this will get resolved?
No, they don't.
Okay, another question. What comes to Los Angeles first? McCarthy pitching or Time Warner Cable showing you the Dodgers?
The former.
See, I mean, he's coming off of Tommy John, so you don't expect him for the next at least few months, maybe the All-Star break. So no Dodger games before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
That's terrible. So speaking of pitching, our rotation, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got Kershaw, Castro, Maeda. 4 is Wood. 5 is the hot dog vendor. Who do you see legitimately?
Carlos Frias is not a hot dog
No,
vendor.
okay, but can you rely on him? Okay,
Or Mike Bolsinger, or...
But he's hurt. He's on the disabled list. Who do you see legitimately being the number 5 guy?
Well, nobody really. To use your word, legitimately, I think it's going to be Frias.
Yeah.
So I think he can start, and I believe Lee will have one more start before the season begins. And I think that they would prefer to go with Frias because he has better stuff. He has bigger upside, and I just don't get the feeling that they really like Lee all that much. They'll use him if they have to, but I guess that they would prefer to go with Frias. And if he pitches halfway decently in his final start before the end of the spring, he'll get it. Well, start anyway.
Now, do you think usually when you bring in you trade for an arm that's a number 5 guy, it's never a superstar. It's always a journeyman. It's always, I was thinking that, hey, Jamie Wright's back on the Dodgers. Maybe that's why he's back, so he could be the number 5 guy who doesn't go out there and blow you away, but he goes out there, he eats innings, and he saves the bullpen. Because in my opinion, the responsibility of the number 5 guy is no matter how hard he gets shelled, His arm needs to be good enough to give you 6 innings, 7 innings, so you don't destroy the bullpen and then fuck yourself over the next 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
So with Frias hasn't shown us anything that's going to go, wow, that's awesome. Do you think they're just going to have Joe Blanton, hey, bro, Frias is up every 5 days, you're on call, as the long guy?
Well, I don't think they're thinking about every 5 days. I think they're taking it a start at a time. You know, if they pick whoever it is, if it's Frias or Lee, and either of them pitches well, then they'll get to start another 5 days. I think they're thinking that far along. You know, there's a couple of days off in the first couple of weeks of the season. They could use those to skip over the 5th spot. They don't really want to do that, but they could if they have to. And we'll just see. I mean, maybe De Leon will just go nuts in OKC, and they'll bring him up for a start or two, and we'll just take. I think they're going to take a start at a time, and then perhaps Ryu will be back earlier than they think. Maybe it'll be the 1st of May, you know, or the 15th of May, and then they'll move him in, and Wood will go down to be the 5th person. And then, of course, by that time, Bolsinger could be back. So Bolsinger could be back in 3 or 4 weeks. So really, it's just this 5th guy might just be once or twice through the rotation.
That would be the optimal, is to have Ryu come back, you know, sooner than later, and then move Wood down into that 5 spot. And then Wood's a pretty good 5, you know, person. But, you know, the thing is these young kids, I mean, do you see them getting a shot coming? We've talked about this before on our show. De Leon and Urias, I mean, I know they're playing it safe with these guys. They don't want to bring them up too early. Do you see either of them getting a shot early season, or do you think it's not going to be till September that we're seeing those guys?
I think they'll use them if they're pitching well in the minors and they have a need. They'll use them, but I don't think it's going to be more than a start at a time. But you know, Urias hasn't really succeeded at AAA at OKC. Oh, he's got to show that he can pitch there before he's going to be used in the big leagues. And it's just I really think it's a start at a time, and hopefully nobody else gets hurt before they bring some of the guys back that are coming back. And I don't think it's completely beyond the realm that they're going to trade for someone.
Ooh.
James Shields, when he got thrown out on waivers, he cleared waivers. No one claimed him. I was thinking, okay, the Dodgers got the money to eat the next 3 years and $60 million. Why do you think the Dodgers passed up on James Shields?
I don't know. He really struggled last year. And, you know, on the other hand, if they scouted him and they saw something that they liked and the Padres were willing to eat a lot of that contract or take Carl Crawford or something, then, you know, $60 million for Shields minus $30 million for Crawford, maybe that's something they could work out. The Padres have done that before. They picked up B.J. Upton and took his contract on. So maybe there's something that could be worked out there. But Shields isn't at the top of my list. I don't know that he's at the top of anybody's list.
No, especially not at 3 years, $60-some million. Because not many. I only thought about it because the Dodgers have the money to do it. Most teams don't.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers like to do that. The Dodgers like to use cash money as a player to be named later.
Yeah.
All right. So now I'm thinking, our nerd core, our front office, they're always, I mean, apparently right now we have the best 1-2 pitcher prospects in all of baseball, according to MLB.com, which is fantastic for the future. Not so fantastic now. In the last couple of years, the Dodgers have been an arm or a batter away from a World Series. This comes up a lot. Are we wasting Kershaw's prime?
Yeah, well, who was it? Dylan Hernandez wrote that. No, I don't think so. In 3 years, he's had his prime. Anybody that thinks that Kershaw can improve on what he's already done, I'm sorry, he's had his prime. It's just a matter of how much longer it can go. So he's got 3 more years before his opt-out. And that's a lot of time. So they're not wasting his prime. I mean, that was just kind of a certain reporter who's now a columnist who has a thing about the Dodgers and he wanted to make a point. And he made it, but I'm not with him on that. No.
Here's my point. They're wasting my prime. I mean, I haven't seen a World Series since 88.
No, you and both of you guys need to shut up because I've never seen a World Series. Okay, so at least you guys have had one. I haven't had any.
We've seen them and they're good.
Listen, I had the heartbreak of NLCS after NLCS just destroying me,
Yeah.
and I was at both NLCS games in 08 and 09 when Matt Stairs hit one out. I was sitting in the loge near right field going, "Come on, Ethier, do something, catch that."
Yeah.
And no, that ball got hit into Pasadena.
Yeah.
But when you finally experience your first World Series, it'll be unbelievable, and hopefully you won't be in a wheelchair by that time or a grandfather. But when you finally experience, it'll be amazing for you.
Well, I would hope so. I mean, our front office is so analytic based, and we have the best top 5 farm system, top 2 prospects in terms of pitching, a top prospect in Corey Seager, and they're so concerned about let's win in 5 years, let's win in 7 years, let's win in 4 years, as opposed to in hockey with the Kings and Dean Lombardi, who is constantly in let's win right now mode, and they've won 2 of the last 4 Stanley Cups and are going to go for their 3rd in 5 years in a week.
But baseball doesn't work that way, though.
But we have a Gold Glove first baseman, the best pitcher in baseball. We have a great catcher when healthy, and we have the best farm system. Why didn't they do anything last year at the trade deadline? Why didn't they do anything at the winter meetings? Why haven't they signed anybody in the offseason?
Yeah. Listen,
I can answer all those questions.
Howard can answer all those
Howard, that's why we brought you on the show.
I can answer all those questions. They didn't trade for Cole Hamels last year because the Phillies wanted the entire farm system. And they just weren't good at that. And it was their first year. It was the Andrew Friedman and Company's their first year, and they weren't going to sell the farm for 6 weeks of Cole Hamels. Oh, excuse me. No, Cole Hamels had a contract for 3 more years. They just weren't going to do it. They didn't think he was that good, and they weren't going to give away 2 of their best starting pitchers in Jock Peterson or Corey Seager for Cole Hamels.
No.
And David Price was out there, and the Tigers were asking a lot for him, and they just wouldn't do it. As far as the free agents, they wanted Zach Greinke, and they offered him a ton of money and 5 years, and they were very close to getting it done. And another team came in and offered another year and $50 million more.
Yeah.
So they just said, no, we're not going to do that. So they went out, and they ended up with Maeda, who I think is going to be really good. I like Scott Kazmir a lot, too, and it was a contract. Both those guys got creative contracts. And you can't look at Kazmir and go, well, he had an odd to weak spring training and base much on that. He's really good. He's been really good the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And Kazmir plus Maeda plus all this extra money and not being committed to Greinke for 6 years. I'm sorry, that's just smart business. It is.
Yeah, the Greinke deal was outrageous. What Arizona gave him was outrageous, and I hope that Greinke contract ruins that franchise. I hope it cripples them for being that dumb. Now, you can say that I'm being bitter that we didn't get Zach Greinke. I am. Like every Los Angelino Dodger, I am. But you're absolutely 100% correct. For the additional year, $50 million, kick rocks. Go have fun in the desert. That's dumb. That is just dumb. Now, Howard, do you think having the best farm system in all of baseball, it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because you have this potential for the future, and it's well documented that I hate baseball prospects because they are nothing until they are something, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But then you have this curse where everybody wants everything in exchange for one person.
Yeah.
Well, remember, again, it's only one season of Andrew Friedman, one All-Star break, one trade deadline.
Right.
True.
And last year, nothing came up. This year it might be completely different. The Dodgers are hoarding pitching. They've got 10 or 15 guys at all levels of the organization that they could use as trade chips to pick up whatever they need. And who knows what it'll be. They might need a left fielder. They need one now. That might be a starting pitcher or 2. In my mind, they need a left-hand reliever now, and they need a left fielder now. But they may use those guys last year that they didn't use this year. Not the same guys, because Corey Seager's already in there. Jock's in there. They're not going to trade De Leon or Urias, but got a bunch of guys that they might use as trade chips this year to really go for it, which is, in contrast to last year. Could happen.
Howard, do you think that Puig is one of those trade chips? I mean, Albert's been wanting to trade Puig since 3 years ago. Do you think he's one of those guys?
Not at the moment, no. I think he's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. I don't know about the hamstrings. I don't know about the health, but as far as the attitude and the ability, I think he's going to be fine. He needed to get away from Don Mattingly, and he is. And I think you're going to see a completely different Puig, assuming he stays on the field.
Yeah, injuries are a big problem. What is it with our training staff? We got a new
training staff.
We got a new one.
And we still have hamstring issues with everybody.
Yeah, everybody's hurt right now.
Yeah, Howard, the projections are that the Dodgers will finish first in the NL West with 93 wins. The Giants with 88 wins in second place. What do you see happening there? I mean, first place is first place. I don't care how many wins you have. You make the playoffs, you win your division, whatever. Have at it.
Well, I think the Diamondbacks are going to be pretty good, too.
Damn.
You got 3 teams fighting for what could be 1, 2, or 3 playoff spots. And I think 90, these it's, we're all just guessing, but I think 90 wins the division. And if I had to predict, I would have the Dodgers somewhere around 88 or 90 wins. Maybe they'll do better than that. But, we're all just kind of guessing at this point.
Yeah, because this is assuming everyone stays healthy, and at this point, no one is healthy. We got 14 of the 40 guys on the DL, and we got five starters that are our opening day starters, also listed as day-to-day or on the disabled list, along with half of our pitching staff.
Yeah.
So,
how are you liking Dave Roberts so far as the skipper for the Dodgers? I mean, we wanted Joe Maddon here. He's, everybody loves him. Look what the Cubs are going to be looking like this year. I think they're the best team in the National League.
They're favored to win the World Series,
They're
we were favored to win the World Series the last 3 years, and we didn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
How are you liking Dave Roberts?
Oh, I like him a lot. I think he's going to be great. I mean, I wanted Joe Maddon, too. And, had the calendar been different, had Friedman come in a year earlier and not been brand new on the job, he might have gone out and grabbed Joe Maddon because clearly he's the best manager in baseball, and he would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But it just, Andrew Friedman didn't want to come in and be there for a week or 2 weeks and fire Don Mattingly. So it just,
I would have.
I think he just wanted to give Mattingly one last chance. And, I'm obviously one of Mattingly's biggest critics. And so I'm completely glad he's gone. I thought their team was good enough to win last year. A couple of different things. They might have beaten the Mets, and who knows what happens after that. So I think Dave Roberts is going to make all the world.
Good.
All right, so before we close out our show, do the Dodgers win the World Series this year? Point blank.
They can. I'm not going out on a limb. I'm not going to predict that. I usually don't like to predict the postseason in March anyway. So anything can happen in the playoffs. So if they win another division, great. And then, if they can make the moves during the season that they need to improve the team as it goes along, and I think they will this year. And there's always surprises. Kansas City came out of nowhere in 2014 and went back and won the whole thing last year. So anything can happen. Well, the Padres can't win.
No.
The Rockies can't win.
No.
But almost anything can happen. And the season's starting. I'm so ready to go. I'm happy, and I love baseball.
All right, Howard. So thanks again for coming on the show today.
All right. So Albert, what's our gift of the day?
All right, guys. Our gift of the day. This is a legitimate. This is real. This is a race that happens every year where they throw a giant cheese wheel down the side of a mountain, and people chase after it and get really hurt. So this is like what happened to the Dodgers during spring training. This is why everybody got hurt. They all participated in this race and are now on the DL.
Yeah. I like cheese wheels.
I like cheese too. Cheese is good. Guys, but that's been our show. Don't forget to stalk Howard on Twitter. Don't forget to stalk us on Twitter at Best Coast Show. That's been our show. You guys have a good night.